Some experiments change the world for the better. Others? They go horribly wrong. Today, we're talking about one of the most shocking failures in psychological research, an experiment that was supposed to help children but ended up ruining lives instead. It's called the monster study, and once you hear what happened, you'll understand why it was given such a chilling name. What was the monster study? In 1939, speech pathologist Wendell Johnson and his student Mary Tudor at the University of Iowa wanted to study how positive and negative reinforcement affected children's speech development, specifically stuttering. They gathered 22 orphans and divided them into two groups. One group was given positive encouragement. They were praised for their speech and told they were great speakers. The other group was treated horribly. They were constantly criticized, told they were stuttering even if they weren't, and shamed for every mistake. Now, Johnson and Tudor believed that stuttering wasn't genetic, but rather a learned behavior. They thought if they pressured normal-speaking kids enough, they could make them stutter. But here's where things went terribly wrong. The shocking results. The children who were praised, they remained confident speakers. But the kids in the negative reinforcement group, even those who had never stuttered before, became anxious, self-conscious, and some actually developed speech problems that lasted for years. These children weren't born with a stutter. The experiment made them afraid to speak, turning them into hesitant, insecure communicators. And here's the worst part, the researchers never tried to undo the damage. They just finished the study and walked away, leaving these kids with lifelong trauma. Why this experiment failed so badly? First, it was unethical from the start. The children were never told they were part of an experiment. They were manipulated into believing something was wrong with them. No informed consent, no protection from harm. Second, the damage was irreversible. Some of the kids from the negative group struggled with speech problems for decades. Many had issues with confidence and self-esteem that lasted well into adulthood. Third, the researchers didn't take responsibility. Even after the study was exposed years later, there was no official apology or attempt to help the participants. It was only in 2007, almost 70 years later, that the state of Iowa officially apologized to the surviving children. What can we learn from this? This experiment proved something important: words matter. The way we speak to people, especially children, shapes their confidence, their beliefs, and their potential. Ever heard the saying, "Be careful how you speak to children"? It becomes their inner voice. The monster study is proof of that. And this doesn't just apply to kids. Think about how we talk to ourselves. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I always mess things up," your brain starts to believe it. Self-doubt isn't always based on reality. Sometimes it's just bad programming. Final thoughts. The monster study is a chilling reminder that psychology can be used for good or for harm. Encouragement builds confidence. Negative reinforcement can create long-term damage. The way we talk to people shapes how they see themselves. So here's a question. Has anyone ever said something to you that stuck with you for years, either in a good or bad way? Let me know in the comments. And if this made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it. See you in the next one.